Yeah, I don't foresee too many plans down here.
I used to.
Happy Monday, folks, and welcome to Proficiency Bonus, where the DM is a dope and didn't unmute his microphone again. My name is Matthew, your somewhat forgetful DM for this evening. And, of course, my phone is bloody well ringing, and it is my HVAC guy. I apologize, stream. Give me 3 seconds as I mute my microphone, as I've been waiting for this dope to call me for a while.
Are we on commercial?
Everybody freeze frame.
It's like you're in a toothbrush commercial salon. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
That's must have been the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Unless you forgot to mute us.
Then they know all our secrets.
Oh, the secrets.
Hold on now.
Oh, that's right. So, hello again, Twitch players. You're still on commercial, but apparently the DM, now you're back. DM forgot to mute his microphone, so yes, you just heard me talking about HVAC guy who didn't show up today.
One of those days.
I'm your DM, Matthew, and I bloody hate Mondays. Usually love Monday nights, but hey. Yes, Chris Hansen, death was calling, and if he hadn't called, I would have killed it. So, before we jump into recap what happened last time, a couple of quick shout-outs. Big thanks to Streamlabs, Team MZ, and Many Sided Dice. Good friends of the show, have been for a while. In case you guys haven't heard, there's a new couple of people that we've been talking about recently. There is... Oh my word, the name went straight out of my head. Proficiency Bonus, if you're in the chat, help me out here. I believe it is Marvel Moon Studio. Marvel Moon Studio, thank you. That is working with the guys over at Tabletop Legends. They have a wonderful store that they've just got set up, as well as their new Magic AF mug. Definitely check it out.
I'm getting mine Wednesday. I'm so excited.
As well as a big thing you'll notice as our bit goal that's on the screen for you right now is specifying autism charity bits. The guys over at Tabletop Legends started out with a challenge on their first stream beginning of April. The rest of us here at Proficiency Bonus have wanted to jump on board with it. So all bits cheered to this channel through the month of April. We are just tossing n lump sum to the autism charity that Tabletop Legends was working with, called Zephyr Foundation. That's Zepher. They're a local charity for those guys. They're located in Jersey. So apparently they're doing a lot of great stuff, and we're proud to be supporting them. So if you've got some extra bits, feel free, kick them on over, help out the guys and girls over at Zephyr Foundation. Now, for those who weren't here last time, a lot has happened since we left off with Devaney wrapped in the clutches of an Odiug, and the group apparently deciding to move on without her. at the somewhat behest of the Espartha Solarian, head crashing, disagreeing agreement, whatever you want to call it. As it ended up, Devaney had thrust her arm up and pulled the lever up the sculpture's nose, which transported both her and the Odiug back to the entrance of the tomb. Unbeknownst to Devaney, that front hallway that they had all flown over on their way in was lined with nothing but pressure plates and dart traps. As the creature landed, darts were fired. Luckily for Devaney, who was on death's door, they missed her, but they did not miss the Odiug, which expired as a result of landing on the trap. As Devaney proceeded to start to crawl her way towards her friends, beaten, bruised, bloodied, covered with gore from being in that room full of corpses.
Oh, that was gross.
She ran into an interesting-looking individual who proceeded to shame and berate her for attempting to use Misty Step to bypass one of his finely crafted traps, and how displeased Master Sirak would be to know she was trying to bypass through like this. As she eventually made her way back, clambered through the open skull-jaw doorway and caught up with her friends, they proceeded to travel down one length of this long stream, only to find a very foul odor, and turned tail and bravely ran away to the other direction. Ended up fighting a mimic, and then traveling down into the darkness. And no one really knows exactly how far down they went, but Paddle, who, as you can see, is unfortunately not able to make it this week, Paddle did let the group know that she could typically see about 90 feet in the dark, and even her dark vision wasn't allowing her to see the bottom of this tunnel. They flew down to the bottom and proceeded to have some very interesting conversations with what could only be described as a cracked aboleth, as some of them were being threatened by the individual, and others were being spoken to by a very confused and inquisitive child. Eventually, the party started to realize that they might be one and the same, maybe. They made their way through and eventually found their way into this group of chambers linked together on giant cogwheels. As they entered into the control room, and actually, where you weren't here, Lennon, I will shift ping in just to make sure you can find yourself. As they made their way into the control room and started playing with some of the buttons, one of the party members, I believe it was Solana, decided to grab this massive lever with a golden star on it and jerk it.
No, it's Devaney that took it.
Oh, you're the one who
I
pulled it.
broke
Okay,
it.
so
You started it.
are you
I did it.
Yeah,
but
you pulled it initially. Devaney ripped it out,
Definitely finished it.
which started as Solana pulled it initially. It started filling the room with this weird greenish blue slime. They also hit a red button, which dropped a massive 3 or 4 inch steel wall right over the door they had entered. Paddle jumped one way. The group was in the room on the other side. And that's where we pick up this evening's session, as currently our party is separated by a massive steel wall. The room they are in is somewhat foul-smelling, as it still has a good 3 or 4 inches of this bluish-green slime on the bottom. And there's a massive steel door right behind Espartha and Solaren. And as my friend Michael likes to say, and so the story is told. Party, what is your plan? As last you heard, you had Solaren had decided to knock on the steel door to see if Paddle was still in the area and had gotten back a very slight...
Let's press the button to talk to the dude again. I forget which
I
button it
thought
is.
that was the red dial.
The red. dial, correct.
Okay, let's do that.
Solana, you should stay away from this table now, please.
Oh, but it has buttons.
Okay.
Well, let
What?
us decide which button to press, and then you can press it.
And just for that, I'm going to pull up and stick it on my screen over here so our viewers can see what our party is talking about. As this is an image of the control panel, and actually, Quan, let me pop this up so you can see it as well because you weren't here last time. So what the party has figured out so far is that the blue dial, when you turn it left and right, moves the green light from underneath one of the images. Pushing the blue button then affects the change, and the wheels turn and align the room in that new alignment. Pressing the red button apparently drops a piece of the ceiling and seals you in the room. Turning the red dial allows whoever turns it to initiate a contact with somebody out there. So
Maybe
far,
somebody out there can help us.
so far, the somebody out there has been a confused child and has, laughed at the party being stuck in a room together.
We also
The golden handle, the golden lever is no longer there. Is Devaney is? What would Devaney have done with it? Is it still in your hand, or did you fling it?
I probably would have just left it on the console somewhere.
So there is that slot is now empty, and there's just a dismembered lever sitting sort of on the table.
We also figured out that in order to be inside one of the rooms as they were moving, somebody would have to stay in the room, and the rest of the group would have to be inside the gear rooms.
Because
And
if you look, sorry.
And our best option at the moment would be to turn it to number 1, as it gives us access to places that we have yet to go.
Except for the fact that we can't get there because number 1 doesn't have an entrance to the storeroom.
Right, so
I
somebody
think we
either
left
has to...
off at 1, actually, if I remember.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
remember what the settings
Yeah.
are at the
Currently,
moment.
you guys are at number 1
Uh-huh.
because
No,
you
it
had
just
been on.
kicked me up.
Actually, no, you're not. You're on number 5.
Oh, we're on number 5?
Yeah, because Paddle could see out into the water.
No, because if it was 5, Paddle could see us then.
Well,
No,
can't see us
Paddle
'cause
can't
there's a door
because
in
of the
way.
steel wall,
Right.
Oh,
the
right,
steel
right,
door.
right.
So while the opening is there from the gear room to where you are, you guys have a massive steel panel that's dropped behind you, cutting you off from everything else.
Yeah, I don't know how to get rid of this panel. Let me
Well,
try.
we're not there. But the number 1 gives us access to straight up in the middle section, and also to the third farthest right section, which we figured out we haven't gone in yet.
Mhm.
So we are thinking either somebody has to stay behind, or maybe your familiar could stay behind and do that.
Yeah, I think if I conjured Davy Jones, he wouldn't know what to do. Oh, not Davy
Because-
Jones.
Because the other question is, once we
Davy
go,
Jones is my monkey.
the
Okay.
person left behind can't join us.
I can still.
Yeah, Roll20 just kicked me out. It just,
Oh,
I don't know.
oh, that makes more sense then.
Just all of a sudden it was just reconnecting and the screen was black.
Well, let me
Is
know
that
once
better?
you're back. No, well,
I
let me
can
try reconnecting. I can't see, but it might be me.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Now I got you back.
Alright, yeah.
Can I try to covertly turn the blue dial?
Sure. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
I'm gonna try to covertly turn the blue dial.
And which way are you trying to turn it?
Oh no! There are 2 directions! Ah, left.
Okay. I don't think any of you have a passive perception over, that's a 20.
My
yeah,
pass
you
is
easily-
19.
Oh, my passive's a 20. Haha.
How's it a 20? Mine's 19!
So, Espartha, you notice Solana sneak her hand up and just very quickly turn the blue knob to the left. And you also notice the green light on the wall jumps from the number 5 over to the number 4.
Oh, I meant to.
Well, I hope you know
Did I
what
mean
you're
the other
doing.
knob? Crap, I meant the other knob. Oh well. Never mind, I didn't do anything. I didn't press the what button, so it didn't like change.
Yeah, so nothing changed.
I meant to do the other knob, but now you all know.
The red knob.
Okay, well then.
Well, we just gotta wait, I guess. We can't get out. I checked for secret doors already. I can't find anything.
Is there... And there's no room at the top or the bottom of the door?
Not that you guys have seen, no. This slid down from within the ceiling. And
Is it
dropped.
airtight?
Solana, even if you get out, the rest of us can't.
So, I can help you from outside.
Paddle can't, so why could you?
Cause I can turn into an ape and punch the door.
So are we at 5 currently or 1? I'm not sure. Because I thought we
I
were at
just
1, but
switched it to something, I don't even know.
you didn't hit the button. So
No.
Right, all she's done is move the light. How about this? Let me see.
Set it at 3?
Yeah, I think we should reset it to 3, at least to...
Yes.
If we reset it to where we started, see if that has any effect
Yes.
on this steel door.
Probably not.
I had to grab my notebook.
I don't
Should
know.
we press the red button again?
Last
The red
night,
button doesn't
I think
work.
we tried that, and it
Oh.
it didn't do anything.
Solana, stay away.
Okay,
Every
okay,
time
okay.
you touch something, it's gone bad.
I'm over here.
Just to think I'd be trapped here for eternity with you lot.
Oh, goodness gracious. I'm gonna turn into gas and leave you all here. Hey, I could turn into gas and go up the pipes and see what's in there. That's probably a terrible idea. Okay, forget I suggested that.
You could turn into gas, Solana. Yes?
Yes.
Divine is still trying to make a corner that's goo-free, but it's not working.
it's
very
really
well.
not working. It's a good couple of inches
Because it's
deep.
more liquidy than she thinks it is. She's just occupying herself with that, I guess. Keeping an eye on Solana and that panel.
Fine, fine.
Okay, anything else anyone else would be doing?
No, apparently I'm on timeout, so I'm just gonna stand in the corner.
Okay. So again, every probably 4, maybe 5 minutes, you hear that slight, coming from the metal door on the other side.
I feel like we should do something, because Paddle's
stay
on
there,
the other
Paddle.
side.
Just stay there, Paddle. We're gonna try and rotate the gears. We don't want you to get stuck in the gears and get crushed.
I don't think she can hear you. He can hear you. Could I awaken the door?
Huh?
Oh, a plan.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't think that would work.
So
why not?
It's a steel door. It's not a plant.
It was a good idea at the time.
So was it? I'm sorry, but was it 5 or 1? The setting that we're currently at.
Well, nobody's hit a button to change it, so I think the last note I have is 5.
Okay.
But either way, well, if more of you guys have 1 down, we can say 1. It's up to what the... Right now, you guys have got time to heal. You're in a room you don't know how to get out of.
Well, why don't we just, take a rest?
Okay. And then
Okay.
rest, and then.
I mean, we can't really do anything else.
Didn't we just level up? Do we need a rest?
I'm still down on hit points. And
I thought that we
All that
refilled hit
fun
points
stuff.
every time we rested. We leveled up. I'm so sorry. I gave myself more hit points.
No, I'm down because of the whites we fought earlier. My hit point maximum is lower.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
All right,
doesn't
so
come back.
That's
except
what
for
Devin
once.
is talking about.
Yeah.
But
Oh, okay. All right, so we did get hit points back though when we rested.
Yep,
Mhm.
I mean leveled. Okay.
Right.
correct. Oh yeah,
We
for
get
those
spells?
keeping track at home, the
Sorry.
party has leveled up to level 9, as they sort of bypassed the point I had them planned to do that. So, some last minute shuffling today. So they are now level 9.
Do I get spell slots back when we level?
No, because technically you're supposed to have a rest in order to level.
Okay.
But because you guys sort of jumped through and I didn't know how to proceed with it at that point, depending on how you guys were handling it.
Okay.
So we're running with that because you may need the help.
Okay. So
As you guys settle down to start are you trying to take a long rest, a short rest? What are you trying to do?
didn't we take a short rest recently anyway?
Yes, you did take a short rest. Probably, that's a good point. Yeah, you guys just took a short rest maybe an hour ago.
So this goo, is it still on the floor?
Yep, it's not draining anywhere.
I don't think that we should take a long rest in
But
the
it's
goo.
not. There's no increase in it either. Correct.
Yeah,
No,
but
it's
you-
no
maybe
longer being pumped out of the 3 tubes on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
You can drown water. Just saying.
As you guys are sitting there and talking over and trying to decide what to do, a length of time passes, and slowly you hear grinding as the door behind you begins to rise.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Oh.
And some of this viscous blue-green fluid floods out and slams into the half-reclining goblin paddle, who jumps up and sort of brushes himself off.
Yay!
The doorway is now open.
Okay, let's leave. I'm leaving.
Alana, step away from the panel.
I'm not touching the paddle, I'm just getting out of here.
So what panel?
Okay.
Which number did we want to set it to?
So, like when I was saying earlier when we first got stuck in here, I think we should set it to like 3 or 2, and then set it to 1, so that we can see if there's any bad effects.
So
'Cause I'm
currently
still
you have
thinking-
it set as 1. Now that I look
Okay.
at, because while I have 5 down on the sheet, when I look on here, I actually have something drawn blocking off the room from you.
Okay. Yeah, 1 is what I remember. So.
Oh, so I can't leave?
Yeah.
So
So
we just
you can get down the
do
hall,
it like a
there's just
test.
a wall.
Oh,
Just a
okay,
wall.
okay. We just hit the wall. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll just change it to what?
So
want?
just
Some
I'm so
air
worried
wall,
about
sorry.
that like acid stuff marks on the floor in that one room.
Oh, right.
yeah.
Out of
And
the,
I don't want something bad to happen if we're standing in the room. So if we turn it to, 3 was okay. So if we turn it to like 1 and then 3 again, we can go and check to see if, there's stuff on the floor.
At that, Paddle looks over at the group and says, "Well, it didn't look it to me. I was in there for a while, remember?"
Did you just go in the first one, or did you go in the second one too?
I couldn't get into the second one.
Because it was on number 1, so he couldn't go.
No, it
anywhere.
was at the point that Paddle was in there.
Oh, it was 5.
It was on number 5.
So he couldn't
Oh,
get
okay.
into
So Paddle
2
could
anyway.
see out and let you know that he could see out into the water on the northern part. But then you guys started banging on the door trying to get his attention, so he came running back, and then you started turning it again. So Paddle hasn't been back in short of after the initial time you turned it, which he can tell you that he didn't see anything happen.
Well, maybe it's different for each one. I don't really want to take that risk. It's pretty dangerous.
So what's
Do
the
you want me to
plan?
conjure
Should we
Davy
try
Jones?
setting number 2?
Well, I still want to set it to 1 and then back to 3, explore, and then Spartha, would your familiar be able to turn knobs while we're in the gears?
I don't think Davy Jones can do that. Or, not Davy Jones. I keep saying Davy Jones, which was my monkey. But no. I don't think, Bob Dylan could do that. Bob Dylan's far too big for this room.
Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Remote control panel.
End it swiftly.
I do have Unseen Servant. I
So-
might be able to have
so-
the servant operate the panel for us.
Yeah, something
Yep.
like that.
I
But
know,
I
but
still
it-
want. I still want
We
to
can't move more
check
than
it out
60 feet away from it.
before we go.
Yeah.
I'm not getting there until we check.
Okay, so we're on 1 now.
Yep.
So I will turn the blue dial to the right 2 times and hit the blue button.
Okay. And all of you hear that same sort of familiar heavy grinding of metal and stone on metal. And after just a couple of moments, Solana, both you and Paddle being in the hallway, all of a sudden,
Oh, can see into the
can
acid
see into the room again.
Okay. Acid's still there and a big slimy thing in the middle.
Yeah, you can see that same sort of pool of liquid.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it's gotten any bigger. Doesn't look
Okay.
like it's gotten any smaller.
Okay.
Let's go check the second one.
Weren't we in the second one?
No, the middle one.
Oh, I don't know.
So as you start heading into the second room again,
Mm-hmm.
let me
Oops, sorry.
move my lighting. Okay, so now that's
Oh yeah, that was the weird mold room.
well, it was the weird when you went into that room.
Oh,
There
fetid
was a very
forest.
yeah, it had a bunch of plants and
Yeah.
it smelled heavily of decomposition and compost.
See, I could have talked to the planes. Not anymore. Well, not right now. You'd have to give me a day to prepare that spot. Like,
Does it look like the same as when we came?
So
Roughly.
I'll jump
yes.
over here and just double check and see if anything looks like it's changed to you. Okay. Yeah, so as you're looking at it, it's still got that same sort of pungent smell to it.
Mm.
I mean, you could go and you don't notice anything hugely different that
Spartha, do you have a familiar?
Yes, I have Tochel.
Oh yeah, Tocho. Could Tocho possibly press the button with his tail?
Well, I don't see why not.
There we go. So we can turn it, and then we can tell Tocho when to press the button.
Or the unseen serpent?
Well, that's 60 feet. So I don't think that's would get us that far. Oh wait, we only have to be 1? No,
Yeah, we
'cause
only have to
get
be in the first one,
second
the
room.
leftmost room. Which would work, actually, I think.
Oh, because we have to go back to 1 right now. If
Yeah,
we're
we
all in
can-
here.
We can stand in the first, or the leftmost gear
Okay.
when it rotates.
Yeah, we could always just move back within. Well,
Well, the leftmost
No, we
gear
might get
must
cut
connect
off, though,
to
if
the
we do
middle
that.
gear, which must connect to the right gear.
Solana,
that
you
would
start
mean-
to see it almost looks like some of the branches are starting to move a little bit.
At us or around us?
You're standing right in the entranceway, so it's coming off from in front of you off to the left a little ways.
Ooh, branches are moving. Maybe we should just move a tad back. Just a smidge. Just a smidge.
Oh wait, we can't stand in room number 1. It doesn't connect to room number 2.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
Room
so
1
we would
had the
have
opening, but not
Yeah,
room
those-
2.
yeah.
we would have to go through and stand in this room,
Mm,
and
You're
then
right.
have it move us to room
yeah, hit the button for room 1.
1
Or
or setting 1
configuration 1, yeah.
configuration 1. I don't know if that's 60 feet or not.
Yeah, that's more than... This is almost 50 feet where I'm standing.
Okay.
So we'd have to use...
Use unseen. Familiar.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Aspartha, is that something you could do with your
Tochill?
Oh, yes. I can do that with Tochill. Sure.
Okay. So we will get into the second room. Be careful, the plants are a little feisty right now. They're moving.
Solana, that's not a good thing. Plants don't usually do that.
Well, they're just moving. Oh, plants don't usually move by themselves, do they? Okay.
No.
I pretend that they do, but they don't. Because plants are my friends, but, like, you know.
I mean, that's fine, Solana, but there's no breeze in here.
Yeah. Well, let's ignore it for now. Let's just table that. Put a pin in it that the plants are moving. We'll try not to get eaten by said plants and go around to the other side. Optimism.
Fabulous.
Okay, I guess so. We can do this. So if somebody goes back and sets the light to number 1,
Okay.
and then Tochill presses the button once we're all in this middle gear, then we
I'm
should
not-
be good.
I'm not touching the thing. So,
But
someone else.
to make it easy, we'll send Paddle to run back. So Paddle runs
Okay.
back, turns the knobs, comes back over and joins the group.
Okay.
And then I'll have Tochill fly to the room with the instructions that we have hammered out.
Blue
Okay.
button. Press the blue button.
Press the blue button, Tochill. Be a dear.
Okay, so Espartha, where would you be setting yourself in this room as your compatriots have all sort of just barely crouched their way into the room?
Yeah.
I will make my way where they are at.
Oh, okay. So as you give the order to Tochill to press this control button to turn the gears to the and you said you're turning it to number 3?
1.
Okay, that's right, you're on 3, so you gotta turn it to 1.
Yes.
So let me just see here. Okay, because I want to make sure I put the entrances on the right thing for you here.
Excuse me.
Okay, so you guys actually end up
Ah.
over here.
Okay.
Because there is now an entranceway between you and the third room, as well as to the north wall above you. As this
Okay.
gear starts to turn, and again you hear the massive as it's turning. As the first doorway you walked in passes straight north at 12 o'clock, you watch as the small puff of this acrid yellow smoke flows into the room.
Let's.
And just as quickly it vanishes as the room continues to turn.
Okay.
As you pass that point, and all of a sudden you feel the entire room slam to a close, the entranceway behind you now leading into the third room you have not yet been into. And the initial door that you walked through that had been pointed south, now pointing straight to the north. That same acrid yellow smoke starts to pour into the room. And as you watch, the plants that you had seen slowly start to wave at you begin to rise. And I need all of you to go ahead and roll initiative.
Oh!
This is what I was afraid
As
of.
standing in front of you,
Ah. Where's my sheet?
the plants.
Oh,
Wow!
it's like the best I've ever
I know.
done.
Yeah.
Good job.
Oh my God.
Initiative,
I don't know how to
well
handle this. Stephanie's above a 7 in initiative.
done.
Above 10.
Okay.
Oh, Maddie, click on your token.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Solaren, click on your token.
Do I need to roll it again?
Yeah, click initiative again. And then put in the 14.
Okay.
And
Sorry as I'm taking away DM
not
stuff.
that real quick, Sarah, you said you had run a ranger before, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Gloomstalker, yeah.
Yeah, so I've given you control of Paddle's sheet for the evening.
Okay, gotcha.
If you wouldn't mind
Nope, can do.
taking care of her battle, because you know those. Okay, let's see. Oh, so Lauren forgot to correct his to 14, so let me fix that. So here, there's a paddle. Okay, so we will reorganize this. And as these creatures begin to rise, for the first time in our campaign, we begin with Devonay. There is a door behind you that leads into the third room over here.
Okay, and then up to the north that way.
And then up to the north, where all of that acrid yellow smoke just billowed out into the room.
Okay, so I probably... So what do these things look like? They're just plant?
As you're...
Things?
Well, let me,
Ew! There's someone in there!
Oh boy.
There might be some body parts in there. Might look like it's got some teeth. It's slowly bringing itself to a more upright stance as three of them are now looking at the group of you.
Okay. I am going to shoot a firebolt at the one to the what direction is west of me,
Oh, okay.
and then take out the glaive and move closer and hit at it. But I'll do the firebolt first.
Okay. Okay, so let's see here. That will definitely hit, so go ahead and roll some damage for us.
Gosh darn it, Solaren.
Alrighty then. As you watch as the flames seem to crawl up its body a little bit, but they die out very quickly.
Okay.
Does not
Try
you
something
don't get the you don't get the impression that it did as much damage as you thought it was going to.
All right. And then I'm going to hit it with a glaive swing.
Okay, that will definitely hit.
Starting out good here.
Okay.
And then I'm actually just going to move back a little bit once again.
Alrighty then.
Oh, Paddle's at level 7. Oh no.
But no, Paddle should be at level 8.
No, it says level 7 on her thing. His thing.
Oh, okay.
Paddle's. That's
So
confusing.
just we have to remember to add an additional 1 to any of Paddle's attack rolls.
Okay.
So we'll just leave Paddle at 7, but
Paddle's gonna move back into the cog. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He couldn't 40, but I think that's fine. He's gonna shoot at this one.
oh,
Twice?
okay.
So, actually, he's gonna Hunter's Mark it and then longbow it. So that has Hunter's Mark. Sorry, just gonna write this down. Okay. Okay, so he's gonna Hunter's Mark it, which is gonna be damage.
Okay.
And then 2 longbow attacks. So
Fire away. So first one will hit.
6 piercing. And second one, 12.
12, unfortunately, will not. So first one manages to hit home, and then the second one just sort of sails a little over, and you can hear it sort of clatter off the wall in the background.
Okay.
That'll bring us over to Solana.
Okay, Solana's can't get off me, I don't think, because stupid swearing. But, okay, so from here, I'm gonna cast Insect Plague, one of my new spells.
Okay.
So it's gonna hit the bottom one and the right one.
So let's see here. Insect Plague, like radius. Concentration. Okay, so it's a Constitution save. Okay, and where are you putting this 20-foot radius?
Like right here, so it gets this one, not this one, but this one too.
Okay, so we're gonna go cross shape. First circle. Okay, so 5, 10. 20-foot diameter. I can't get it down far enough. So, second here, just trying to get this. Really? There we go. Okay, 20-foot radius. Oh, we're just gonna have to drag and drop. So give me a second, folks, as we try to.
But not getting me or swearing, obviously. Yes.
So I just want to make sure we have an accurate idea where it is.
And it doesn't get this one either.
Yeah. Okay. That's where you've got this thing centered right now.
Yes.
Okay, so we need 2 Constitution saves. Fails the first. Second one makes it.
Okay.
So what is the effect if they make it? Is it half damage or is it
I have never used this spell before. I'm so sorry.
half as much on successful?
Okay.
Okay, so wow, that definitely took a chunk out of that one. As for the other one, it looks like it did some damage to it, but you can tell it didn't really do as much as you were thinking it was going to.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, and that brings us over to Solaren. Who, Solaren, you can now see there's this massive spiraling swarm of insects a mere couple of feet from your face.
Alright. So I'm going to target the one right in front of me with Eldritch Blast.
Okay, it is a ranged attack, so it will be at disadvantage, but it won't matter. You're still going to hit.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll your damage.
Nice.
Not bad. Okay, I believe you got a second one, right?
Yes, it's still standing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna.
It does. You can tell you guys have gotten some hits in on it, but it doesn't even look like it's phased.
All right. Yeah, I'll target it again.
That'll hit as well. Okay. You can see you can see a couple of vines just starting to break off on it, but it's still plenty green, so to speak.
All right. And as a bonus action, I would like to cast Hex on the same creature in front of me.
Okay. So, Hex is an attack roll. I thought it was a save.
So I get to choose. I get to choose an ability check for it for future attacks, if I understand it correctly.
Yeah, I just want to check something real quick,
Okay.
because I don't know why it's showing it as an attack roll. I thought Hex was a save.
Because I also deal 1 extra 1d6 necrotic damage.
Right,
that's
on
why
any
you
future
cast it
attack that
first.
hits it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
So
just
like
trying to
Hunter's Mark, you should
check,
use it first, and then...
Just give me a sec to find Hex real quick. Because an 11's not going to hit. I just want to make sure if it is a hit, or if it's a... Okay, until the... Attack saving throw, not... Yeah, no, so... Okay. Yeah, so on all future attacks, you deal 1d6, and you get to choose an ability that it'll get disability. So what ability check will it have disability?
I'm gonna go with Wisdom.
Okay. So, and that's on the one directly in front of you?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Disability, wisdom. Just want to remember that. Okay. Anything else you're doing?
No, that's it.
Yeah, I thought Hex was like Hunter's Mark, where you just throw it, kind of.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know why it's shown as a
Okay.
hit. That's what was confusing me.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
Okay, so that brings us to them.
Yep.
So the first one is going to come up right to Devaney.
Great.
Now, I believe, if I remember, Insect Plague, they have to make a save if they start their turn.
Start,
right?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they're both going to need to make that again. Okay, first one fails. Second one fails. So go ahead and roll your damage again for me, 4d10.
Oh, not as good.
Okay.
You almost like max damage last time.
I know, it was crazy.
Okay, gotta jot those down. And then this one is going to come charging up as well. Actually, they're gonna sort of push each other around so they can grab. So one of them's going after you, Solana. The other is going after Solarin. So first two attacks are coming at Devaney.
Alright.
First one is a 23.
That will hit.
Okay. Second one is a 21.
Ooh,
That will also hit.
these look very
So you
bad.
take 28 points of bludgeoning damage, and as the rest of you watch, this massive plant creature grabs hold of Devaney and pulls her inside of it. Devaney, you are now grappled by it. You are considered to be blinded, restrained, and suffocating.
Alright.
Oh no! Oh wait.
The next two attacks are coming at Solarin. As a 13.
That will not hit.
Okay, second one is a 14.
Yeah, that matches, so.
Okay,
that
so
hits.
you take 19 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then the last two attacks are coming at Solana. First one is a 19.
Yep.
Okay, do me a favor, make a Constitution save.
Yep.
Shouldn't be that easy. So you still got concentration on your spell.
Okay.
Second one is a 21.
Yep.
Need you to make another Constitution save.
Mhm.
So you still have concentration on your spell,
But it takes.
but now, as you watch, Solana is now disappearing and has now been swallowed by this plant creature. Same as Devaney, you are blind, restrained, and unable to breathe. And that brings us to Espartha. What we're going to do is I'm just going to drag Devaney and Solana in there. So Espartha, I just watched as these two individuals have been engulfed by these two plant things.
Oh, Espartha doesn't like that. Espartha doesn't like sharing her food. So Espartha's gonna come up against this one here and is gonna speak the command word of her dagger of venom. It drips in an acrid poison from it. Cool. Love that.
Of course, the first time she breaks out the dagger. That'll definitely hit.
It's
Go ahead and roll some
amazing
damage.
dagger.
Holy wow. And you said you were attacking the one that has Solana right now?
Yeah, the one that has Solana.
You can definitely see this thing does not like that one bit. It is you can watch as you can see from where you drag your dagger through it. Some of the leaves and vines are starting to wilt and turn black. It's definitely looking like it's in some rough shape now.
Do I get sneak attack?
On this one, no, as there's nothing threatening it, so to speak.
Okay. Awesome. Espartha says, "Release Solana. She belongs to me."
Okay, anything else that Sparta would be doing?
Oh no, that's it.
Okay, so that'll bring us over to Devaney.
You know, this is when Misty Step would be really handy. Is there a save I can make to try to fight my way out?
DC 14 con save.
Well, no, that's in order to stop it from taking poison damage.
Oh.
So you can make a strength check if you'd like to see if you can power your way out.
No, I didn't make a strength.
Just be like a strength athletics check if you wanted to try to get out.
Right. There is one other thing. It's kind of iffy though, so I'm just gonna make the check.
Okay. Okay, and as quickly as Devaney had been swallowed, Solera and you and Espartha watch as this giant plant creature seemingly unwillingly births a Devaney as you watch as she just starts ripping her way out of this thing. So that was action. You've got bonus action movement left.
That is it. I'm going to stay where I am.
Okay, so that will bring us over to Paddle.
Paddle's gonna Hunter's Mark and shoot.
Okay, well, Paddle already has Hunter's Mark on...
This one.
Yep.
Yeah, so she's just gonna roll the Hunter's Mark.
Yeah, so she rolls to hit. As long as she hits, then she rolls the Hunter's Mark damage on top, because it's already Hunter's Mark.
Okay, right.
Yep, that'll hit.
Using up your 20s there.
Yeah.
And then roll the Hunter's Mark damage. Okay, so that's going to be another 8. People making me math.
Ooh, that's 13 though.
That will not hit.
That will not hit. Okay.
Yeah, so again, much like the first time, she gets that first one to sink true. The second shot just unfortunately doesn't make it.
Okay.
And that'll bring us over to Solana, who is currently trapped in the darkness.
Okay, I
unable
don't
to
know if this
breathe.
will work.
Before you cast it, I'll say you would know that wouldn't work in this situation because it's not an effect.
But
the target can also spend 5 feet of movement
I
to
can't be
escape.
paralyzed or restrained.
Well, no, you're grappled, though. But it says you can spend 5 feet of movement to get away from a creature that's grappled, so yeah, you would be able to.
Okay. So I'm gonna pop out, use that. It's not concentration, and pop out here
Oh, okay.
next to it. And actually, I'm gonna take the attack of opportunity and hop out. Here.
Okay. As you are running away,
Yeah.
16, will that hit?
No.
Okay. Then you manage to get out of the way as it just throws the arm down and you manage to get away from it.
Oh, thank goodness.
Okay. Anything else you're doing once you're in that little entryway?
Staying in that. Oh, how do I shoot past me? If I'm in the entryway, or should I go in? I'll just go in the room because I can still see.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're pretty sure Paddle should be able to. It may make it a little harder, but
Okay.
I mean, right now she's firing through the entranceway past. It was past
Right.
you and past Espartha. The first time she didn't seem to have much of a problem hitting. So.
Right. Okay.
Okay, and that'll bring us over to Solaren.
Thank you, freedom of movement. Oh my goodness. I had that for that entire episode. I was stoned.
So did I drop concentration on Hex when I took
that's right,
damage
that's,
last round?
That's right. I
You
forgot
have to
Hex's
roll for that.
concentration. Give me a second. I gotta find what we hit you for.
It was
I think it was 19. So roll
19.
Yeah, so roll a Constitution save.
Okay.
Nope, you're fine.
Okay. Perfect.
So you still have that same one that is directly to the west of you.
Yeah, so I'm going to target that one with Toll the Dead.
Okay. And Toll the Dead, I believe, is a saving throw on its part, right? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, Wisdom,
It
which is
has-
why I hexed it.
Yep. Okay. So that is an 8, so that fails. So go ahead and roll your 2d12. Not bad. Not great, but not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can start to see this one is starting. You're starting to see some of the same things that you can see from the one that Espartha just tore into. A couple of the vines are starting to wither and almost look like they're drying up a little. Nowhere near the level of the one to the south of you, but you're starting to notice it's taking a couple of licks here.
Okay. Yeah, I'll end my turn there.
Okay, so that'll bring us back to them, who are... 2 of them are still within the effect of that spell. So they're both going to make their... it's a Constitution save for that, right? Okay, fail,
Fail.
and make it. So go ahead and roll some damage. That was very important for him to make it, I think.
Ah! Getting progressively worse.
Okay. Yeah, so you can see the one that's is winding up and is starting to attack Espartha is looking in horrible condition. The one in front of you, Solaren, is looking beat up, but it's still okay. The one to the north, next to Devonay, doesn't really look like much has happened to it yet. Okay, so first 2 attacks we've got are coming at Espartha. That is a 23 and a 12. I don't think the 12 will hit.
That's correct. The 23 will hit, but I want to use Uncanny Dodge.
Okay, so it would have been 18 bludgeoning damage to you. And then the next 2 are coming at Solaren. That is a 9, I don't think is going to do it.
Nope.
And a 27 will, that's a crit.
Yeah. Yes.
So that is 26 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing just drives you to the ground.
Okay, I'm going to...
And then the last 2 are coming back from the north and back at Devonay again. That is a 17, I don't think it'll do it.
Nope.
And a 16 won't.
Nope.
And that will bring us over to Espartha.
Thanks, new armor. You're great.
Espartha's gonna knife the withered looking one again with her dagger of venom.
Okay, go ahead and take a swipe. That'll hit. Okay, and as you guys watch as Aspartha once more drags this dagger through this creature, you can see this. Let's see here. Actually, oh, that's right. It's a saving. I don't think it's gonna. Actually, let me just check the health. Yeah, it actually does. It has to make that. I forgot to roll the Constitution save for the poison last time. That didn't make it anyway. So as you watch as Aspartha's cut through this creature with her poisonous dagger, and it just withers, and the vines and leaves, they all start turning this sickly brown and black and curling in, and then you just start to fall off, and eventually it decays back into the ground. Anything else?
Fabulous. Yeah, I just want to shift around this other shambling mound, like around to back here.
You can if you want to, but you'll be wandering into a massive wall of bugs that Solana had created.
Oh, all these bugs. Thanks, Solana.
It's
That.
Yeah, as you go to start taking your step forward, immediately you get 2 or 3 small stings, and are pretty sure it's not the greatest idea to wander into it. They don't seem to care that you're not a plant.
It's alright, I'm used to bugs in the jungle. That's my turn.
And that'll bring us to Devonay, who currently has 2 of these things on 2 sides of her. But it seems like one of them really isn't paying much attention to her.
Well, but that one is the one that's more beat up, right?
The one that's
The one
focused
to
on, the one that seems to be wanting to drive Solaren into the ground definitely looks like it's in worse shape.
Alright, since the other thing didn't work so well, Devonay's gonna draw both her other swords and attempt to hack away at the one to the side.
Okay, go ahead and start hacking. Okay, that'll hit. Okay, it's still on its feet. You can see as you're starting to carve through, bits and pieces of leaves and vines are starting to fall to the ground. That one is going to miss, unfortunately. And that one will hit.
Alright.
Okay, you can definitely see there starting to be more signs of where the thicker vines, you can see gouge marks in it from the cuts and the different parts where like bits of bug carcass and stingers are stuck into it. It's not looking great, but it's still moving okay.
That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
Okay, so that'll bring us over to Paddle. Ooh, Paddle does not have a really clear shot from where he's standing right now, as these are mostly up. So Paddle would have to come down closer to, like,
Paddle can see this one, right? Maybe?
From where Paddle is now, yeah. I'd say if Paddle comes down somewhere in, like, this red line,
okay.
Paddle would be able to see either one of them.
Okay. I'll Paddle go here. And take a shot at this one.
Okay.
So,
Go ahead and make a roll.
Longbow.
And that'll hit.
Oh, Hunter's Mark. Oh, what? Hunter's Mark. Longbow.
Okay,
It
that'll
can make
hit
the
again.
difference.
Come on.
Okay, it is definitely looking rough, but it is still on its feet.
Okay. Paddle's gonna just stay there.
Okay, so that'll bring us back over to Solana.
Lana's gonna look and draw concentration on the bugs
Okay.
and actually make a healing spirit.
I can't get rid of the circle, so just know the circle's not there because it will not let me select it for someone. Oh.
And right now, I'm gonna put the healing spear on Solaren.
Okay. So.
And I'll roll 2d6, or should Solaren roll 2d6?
Well, it's your spell, I'd say, so you go ahead and roll it. We'll say is.
Yeah, 3! 3 whole health points back. I'm so sorry. I'm bad at rolling.
Okay.
I started
really
off
don't
rolling
have
so
a
well.
healing spirit, so we're just gonna
36.
All up.
stick this little
Yeah,
Okay.
yellow sparkler right on top of Solaren's face.
yeah, and I'm gonna, yeah, so that's gonna go there for right now.
Oh, okay.
And then I will move back out of the way.
And that will bring us over to Solaren.
Oh boy. So. Alright, I am. Let's see. Do I have.
Oh, Ors starts its turn there, so does he get more healing then?
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Whenever you or a creature you can see moves into spirit space in the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there. So yeah.
Yeah, roll 2d6. Come on! Okay, slightly better.
A little better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in the last 3.5 seconds, Solaren, you gained back 8 health.
Alright.
Yeah.
And alright, so I will use Fiendish Vigor, which allows me to cast False Life without expending a spell slot.
Okay.
Get more hit points back here. If I can find it.
So Fiendish Life, I believe, is False Life is temporary hit points, right?
Yes, temporary, but it's,
Okay. So yeah, it's a it's 1d4 plus 4.
okay. Eight.
Ooh,
Okay.
not bad. You get 8 temporary hit points
Yes.
on top.
Okay. So does that count as my action?
Yeah,
Or
that's
no?
an action to cast it.
Okay.
So you've got bonus action and movement left.
Let's see. I am going to take the attack of opportunity against, but flee back here.
Okay. So as you start running away towards the others, that is a 25 to hit.
Yes,
So that is 14 points of bludgeoning
Oh.
damage.
I am barely standing. It takes all the strength he has left just to stay up on his feet.
So Shalana, as you have cast this, and what does this spirit look like? Is it a...
It's a dog.
As you cast this spiritual glowing dog right at Solaren's feet, and you watch this sort of vigor and health flow back into him. He looks at this thing, turns and runs, and you watch as this massive arm just clobbers the back of him.
Oh,
And he drags himself in front of you,
Oh no!
blood dripping from his mouth. He looks wrecked, even with the help you just gave him.
You should run farther, dude, into the room.
it takes all the strength he has just to move as far as he did.
One,
can
two,
barely
three,
stand
four.
up.
Okay.
And that will bring
How's
us...
Devonay looking, by the way?
Lemonade is actually pretty good at the moment.
Solana can't see Devonay at the moment,
Oh, okay. Right.
because
Yeah,
the way that entranceway is connected, you're just
Yeah.
a little out of the... Even Paddle would have difficulty seeing around the corner to see Devonay.
Okay.
But that brings us back to the mounds, and they've got 2 attacks left at the 2 people in the room. So the first 2 are going at Devonay.
Alright,
That is a 26,
that will hit.
and a 16 I don't think will.
No.
Good.
Okay, so you take 15 points of bludgeoning damage. And then the next 2 at Espartha is a 13 and a 9.
9.
Okay, and as the 2 of them continue to slam into... Well, one slams into you, the other just... again, Esparthas, this thing's waving at you. You saw this on the other one. It doesn't look great. It's a little sort of out of sorts. And it brings us up to you.
Great. Is that healing spirit still over there?
Yeah.
You do see
All right,
a
I'm gonna
small
try to-
glowing dog, but you wouldn't know what it is, as Solana's never done this in front of you before.
Oh.
Well,
But
I'm gonna
actually,
pet the dog.
It lasts a
Let's
minute.
see. Yeah.
There's a small glowing dog there.
Espartha's gonna pet the dog real
Yeah.
quick, and then move over on this side of the plant,
Yeah.
and we'll, oh, awesome, thanks so much. And we'll, knife this shambling mound with the dagger venom again.
Oh, okay. It's a very
Good thing I
you
have an
moved.
advantage.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your damage, because that will hit. Okay, and this is very important for it. Okay, so it does make the save for the poison, but it does not matter. Is with that sneak attack, that is enough. Is you drive your dagger in, and you watch as that just slowly crumbles and falls to the ground as well. Anything else Sparta would be doing?
Yeah, Spartha's gonna move over to this side using the rest of her movement.
Okay. That will bring us over to Devaney then. Devaney, you just watched Sparta end another one of these things.
You're doing good. Devaney is going to continue on with her.
You can pet the dog too.
Devaney cannot pet the dog, unfortunately.
Why not? The dog's right there.
Yes, but that means I would take an opportunity attack.
Oh, right. Fine.
And so Devaney is not petting the dog, she is
The dog's
attacking
gonna
with
run
swords.
Okay.
Hopefully hitting.
Okay, go ahead and start taking some swipes. That'll hit. Okay, same deal.
How's it looking?
I'm getting
And
better
that'll
here.
hit as well. And Devaney's starting to get her, as the Spartha's
Oh
watching,
my
Devaney's
God.
starting to get her movement going again with these swords.
Yeah.
Solana, you've got no idea how it's looking. You can't see it.
Aww.
You ran into another room.
Okay,
Are you
Kyle's
staying
gonna
where you
do
are,
this-
Devaney? Are you moving? Any bonus action?
I'm staying where I am. And no bonus.
Okay, so that'll bring us over to Paddle.
Can Paddle see it from where Paddle is?
Paddle would need to come into the room a little more to get a clear shot. And Paddle can probably try to take a shot, but it's gonna have cover. There's no real
Okay,
clear line of
Paddle's
sight
not
on.
gonna. Paddle's gonna just wait,
Oh, okay.
not take an action because I don't want to kill anyone.
Well,
Okay.
you know, Shoveling Mound has two targets really close to it, so it's probably not gonna
Still,
attack
Don't want
Paddle.
to risk it. But Solana is reckless and will enter the room and be like, Devaney, pet the dog, and move the dog over to Devaney.
So as Devaney comes charging into the room, as Solana comes charging into the room, Devaney, all of a sudden out of the corner of your eye, you see this small glowing image of a dog start rapidly charging at you.
It's a
Whoa!
Shih Tzu. It's a Shih Tzu. Okay.
Solana would be a Shih Tzu if she was a dog.
Solana, keep control of your dog.
So
She's
Devaney,
fine. She's friendly.
You'll heal for 7 points of damage as a strange spectral animal is just pouncing around your legs and a little hyperactive
Oh, hey.
purse dog.
Good trick, Solana.
Come on, she's the old grandma now. She's 15. She's fine. Okay, so then I'm gonna exit the room. Like here. And that's my turn. End turn.
Okay. So I'll bring us over to Solaren. Apparently
Oh,
looking
I should
in rough
probably
shape,
heal him.
sandwiched between
Yeah.
Paddle and
Probably should have healing word.
So-
That's okay. Or cure wounds too.
Well,
Next time.
since I can just about stand barely right now, I'm going to cast False Life again on myself.
I will actually say you would not, as you would
Okay.
know that the temporary hit points don't stack. It won't do anything. It'll just replace your
Oh,
existing
but
points.
I lost all my temporary hit points with the attack I took.
Oh, fair enough
as
then.
I-
So yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, just trying to help you avoid
No,
spending
no,
the spell
thanks.
slot.
But yeah, that attack of opportunity took.
Oh
took
yeah,
them all,
that's a good
so-
point. Yeah. So go ahead and roll your 1d4 plus 4 again.
Come on, 4.
Oh,
What?
again.
That's crazy.
It's Solaren can roll some healing spells, man.
Solaren used to be the designated healer, not.
Well, I
Anything
can only
else
heal
you could-
myself pretty much, so.
Anything else you'd be doing?
I will just stay right here for now.
Okay. So that will bring us back to the Shambling Mound. So we are going to let Fate decide who he's going to attack, as he has 2 juicy targets in front of him. On a 1, it's Espartha. On a 2, it's Devaney. Oh, Devaney, the dice gods want you dead. And with that, it will make its 2 attacks. A 17, I don't think will hit.
Nope.
25 on the other hand will.
Yes, well.
That is 9 points of bludgeoning damage, as once again, one of these arms goes a little wide, and the other one just manages to slam down on the top of your head. And that will bring us over to Espartha.
Alright, Spartha's gonna shift again, making her way behind the shambling mound as it's striking Devaney, and will knife it again with her dagger of venom.
Okay, and that's going to hit. So go ahead and roll your damage, as I have him roll his save. That is an epic failure.
Okay,
That is
cool.
14
So,
points of damage. Oh, and yep.
and then I want a green flame blade for good measure.
Why not?
I
Why
did
not?
know you could do that. That's crazy.
Good. So, I think for this one, so just count the fire damage, because I would have already hit it with my dagger.
Okay. So go ahead and roll. Okay, as you watch the flames start to jump up the body, you notice they seem to die out almost instantly. You don't think it's doing nearly as much as you expected it to.
You would think that a plant would be like flammable, but no.
That's okay. I've done like 30 damage to it this turn.
Yeah, you did good.
I'll take it.
And I will say this to the druid in the party: try lighting a living pine tree on fire. Doesn't work easy.
Okay, I will
It's
not.
not like it's a dead tree.
I will not try that. I don't want to know why you know that.
Fair enough. Devaney, your go.
As somebody who lives in a forest, yes, I know that. I'm just gonna do the same thing as last time.
Okay, so that'll hit. I'll go ahead and roll all 3, and then we'll roll damage for it. So yeah. That'll hit. That'll hit. So now if you just click them right down the list, you'll be able to roll all 3 damages. Good. Nice and easy for me to do math.
Come on, roll 20. Work with me here.
Ooh. There you go. 22 points of damage.
That's it. That's all.
Okay, so that'll bring us over to Paddle, who is still currently next to a very wounded warlock.
Paddle can heal. I forgot that. He can heal. Paddle is going to heal I think it's only at level 2, Solaren.
Okay.
Wow.
Slime,
Better than the druid!
All of a sudden, you start feeling better as Paddles reached out and just sort of gives you a quick like, come on, you're good. Get up.
I feel
Yep.
like a bolt of rejuvenation. I feel a little bit better.
Better.
If Devaney can do it, so can you.
That'll bring us over to Solana.
Come on, Tata, pet the doggy. Pet the doggy, Devaney. Doggy's Tata. So, roll 2d6.
So you're moving the dog and then moving it back in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Devaney, you get another
Better.
8 points of healing.
Alright.
Anything else Solana would be doing?
Does
Nope,
Solana have to
just
move the
chilling.
dog or just.
Yeah, I have to move it so it starts its turn.
It basically you have to pass through it, or it has to pass through you.
Oh
It
wait,
doesn't-
since that's a
Okay.
bonus action, can I cast a level 1 spell at...
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds at
Oh,
level
I
1
see. I
at you.
misread that.
At you, Solaren.
So as Paddle is tapping you on one side, Solana's reaching over and patting you on the other. You're getting all the attention today.
Yeah. All right.
Cure Wounds, that didn't take my, modifier into consideration. Does it normally?
Let me take a look here. I don't believe so, but I don't
Okay.
heal often.
Healing Word does, though?
Oh no, regains 1d8 plus spellcasting modifier.
Oh, that's weird.
So what's your spellcasting
5.
modifier?
5.
Oh, so I get an additional 5.
Yeah.
Hold on, so
Alright,
just
I
give
just-
me a second, folks. I'm just...
Sure.
No, I don't want to cast it.
Yeah, plus your spellcasting modifier. Okay.
Okay. Okay, anything else you'd be doing? That's action,
Nope,
bonus
that's it.
action?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, so that brings us over to Solaren.
All right. So Solaren's feeling a lot better after all these health spells find his way, and he's gonna head back into the room and target this shambler with Eldritch Blast.
Okay, so go ahead and make your attack. That'll hit. Okay,
Alright, and I'll target it again with the second beam.
and that'll hit as well.
There we go.
Okay, it is definitely looking rough, but it's still on its feet.
Let's see. Yeah, that's it. I'll end my turn there.
Okay, so that brings us back to that. And so we're going to do the same thing we did. 1 for Espartha, 2 for Devaney. Okay, so these two are coming at Espartha this time. First one is not rolling, apparently. Really? There, okay, so first one is a 24 to hit.
Ooh.
That'll hit.
So that's 20 points of bludgeoning damage. Second one is a 19.
Okay. That second one will hit also. I'm gonna uncanny dodge the first one.
Oh, okay.
So take.
So as you're attempting to dodge it and the second one manages to make contact, you all watch as Espartha starts to vanish. As this creature is now engulfed Espartha. You are now blinded, restrained, and unable to breathe. And that will end its turn and brings us over to Espartha.
Okay, is there a save or anything?
So you can
or-
use your action to make an athletics check to try to get out. Being restrained, you can still technically attack it, but your attacks are all at disadvantage because you're restrained.
What about
Okay.
acrobatics? 'Cause she could squirm out of it. Like a...
I'm gonna try and gonna try to hit it from within.
Okay. Of course you'd roll the same number. But that'll hit. Okay, this is important because this will decide. So, why don't you go ahead and describe how you kill this thing from inside it?
So, as Spartha is momentarily engulfed by the shambling mound, from the outside, the party doesn't see anything except for slowly the shambling mound begins to wither as if it's swallowed something incredibly sickening. And then as it turns brown and molts, it just bursts open, and Espartha's waving around her dagger, all cool-like, and is just like, humph, and stands up straight and then just dusts her shoulders off of the refuse.
Yeah, get that
She's
dirt
her
off your
dagger and
shoulders.
says, "Shall we be on our way then, Debonay?"
Certainly. Let's go.
And with that, you guys are out of initiative. And this is probably a perfect spot for us to take our break for this evening.
Nice.
It's just after 9:30 as Espartha has crawled her way from within the shambling mound by murdering it. So we will be
I
back.
killed all three.
You really did.
Yeah.
So we will be back probably about 5 to 7 minutes as we run, top off our drinks, rest from anything like that. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back and find out what else our party gets into here in the Tomb of the Nine Gods. Be back soon. time the DM remembered to unmute his microphone before he started talking. That makes once this evening. Gotta be a record. Our party has just started making their way through these different cogs within this chamber. And as they got back into this sort of almost looked like a compost bin the first time they came through it, this strange acrid yellow, almost like gas flowing from the north, caused 3 piles of refuse to rise up against them. And as the party has won their hard-fought battle, that is where we pick up our tale. As the party is yours, and Devaney currently has this strange spectral Shih Tzu doing just that on the floor in front of her.
What? Solana, is this yours?
Yes. It is new.
Well,
It
yes, I
is-
haven't seen you do this before.
It's a healing thing. I learned it.
Yeah, thanks. Is there anything in that other cog over there?
I didn't really look. It looks like a lot of like gross stuff still. But yeah, let's
Oh.
go.
Well, let's have a look.
So as the group of you start to walk into this room, the first thing you notice, beyond the similarities with the different puddles of liquid, just sort of, they look like stagnant pools that are just sort of sitting there from time. On each of the 5 walls of this chamber, there stands a single wardrobe,
Nope.
finely
Don't touch it.
crafted, made of teak. Each door bearing a carved image or scene. Again, the same similar sort of gray slime is what you see puddled on the floor in front of you. From where you guys are, and let me jump back over to look at your layout, only because this map does not
I
rotate
think we can go
properly.
north.
So you guys are currently on 1, so you have an entrance to the north. So as you have walked in, you see an entrance to the north with
Okay.
a large metal portcullis blocking the passage. Set into the metal plate just above the portcullis is a row of 5 red crystals, each one shaped like a singular drop of blood.
Do you have to like lean on these teak wardrobes or something?
Well, what are each of the fronts carved as?
Which one are you going to look at?
I'm looking at this one.
Okay, so you
I'll
are
look at this
heading. Oh, bloody hell! Of course, you people would go different directions.
Well, I'll look at a different one.
Okay, so let's see here. Let me find the one that Solana went to first. Okay, so Solana, as you and Paddle are apparently looking at this wardrobe, this door depicts what appears to be a grinning, purple-skinned female with long nails on her hands, with a swaddled human infant held in her arms.
Great.
Devaney, the one you're looking at, when you look at that, on the front of it, carved into the door, you see an army of orcs clashing against an army of hobgoblins. Espartha, are you looking at the one you're next to? Okay. When you're looking at this, you see twisted, screaming humanoid faces wrapped in chains. They look to be in extreme pain.
How charming.
And then Solaren, the one you're looking at, you see a scene depicting ghouls, all manner of undead, gnawing on bones.
This is my least favorite room.
There's one
You
other
worked in the
wardrobe that's
room
no
with
one
the
looked at
bodies.
yet.
Okay, Paddle will go over and observe that one.
As Paddle looks at that one, this door has carved into it the face of an ornate clock.
That seems like the least. What's time is our against us. Time is always against us.
Yeah, I think that clock one's gonna be the most deadly one.
Yeah, somehow. Somehow.
Somehow.
Yeah. Was the one I was looking at have a human female child, you said?
It has a
Swaddled?
purple-skinned woman with long talons on her hands,
Yeah.
swaddling what looks to be a human infant.
Human infant. Okay. Nice. Heart.
I'll cast Eldritch Sight in here and see if there's any magic.
Okay, give me a second here. Yeah, there's a whole lot of it in this room. I'm just trying to
Great.
grab it all here. Just give me a second. Just want to be really.
As soon as we find someplace not creepy, let's rest.
Yeah, I agree with
Yes.
that.
I agree. If we can find such a place in the tomb.
Maybe next to the clock one.
Okay,
Where's the clock
so
us?
As you're looking at them, let's see here. Really? Why did you shift me way down there, you silly book? Okay, sorry, we were back at G. Gotta jump back over to where you guys were. Okay, so as you're looking at all of the different wardrobes, every one of them has the pulses with an aura of conjuration magic.
Oh, great.
As you're looking over at the portcullis and the drops of blood, those are pulsing with magic as well. I'm gonna call this one, I guess transmutation would probably be the closest.
I don't even know what that is.
That
Is it when
was,
you make something into something else?
Yeah, that was the chest that I attacked you, I think.
Oh, yeah.
earlier. I think that was transmutation.
Yeah, I know that. Okay.
Yeah, transmutation has to do with, well, okay, maybe not transmutation. Yeah, I'm not sure. Transmutation is probably the closest I can come up with out of the typical schools.
Okay. So there are 5 drops of blood
And
shaped crystals hanging from the portcullis.
No, they're in a metal plate above it.
Oh,
Okay.
metal plate above it.
and the portcullis is just blocking the path.
Correct.
Okay.
Are the drops of blood on our side of the portcullis or on the other side?
On your side, you can see them.
This chamber is teeming with magic.
Is there any
Well, the wardrobes, I sense conjuration magic, and on the portcullis, it's hard to tell. It looks like transmutation, but
Okay.
Just make sure. Yeah, it's
So
definitely
maybe-
conjuration you're getting from the.
Are there like keys or any holes that we would put the crystals in if we look at the wardrobe, or can we open the wardrobe?
You just see 2 handles on the front of the wardrobe. Looks like it would just open right up. It's not even a keyhole. in it.
Who
Yeah,
wants to
does
be
that
a
work?
harpy?
Well, yeah, let's open one and see what comes out.
I say
Opening-
not the ones with multiple things, like the armies and whole gnawing thing. Let's
That
go
was
with.
that was
I
the
think
one
the clock or
I'm looking at.
the harpy thing is.
Well, the
best
purple
thing.
lady? Yeah, let's
Yeah.
open the purple lady one.
Alright, that's the one I'm
Just-
putting.
Okay.
Be prepared to kill whatever comes out, I guess.
Okay.
So
open the
Esparta's
purple lady one.
gonna suggest that she could use her mage hand to open it
Okay,
up if
that would be
everybody
great.
stands back.
That'd be great. I'm gonna stand by.
I am going to ready a magic missile.
Okay.
So Esparta's gonna use her mage hand to open up the wardrobe depicting the woman swaddling the baby.
Okay. So let's see here. So. Okay. As you all have started to back away, and as Esparta uses the mage hand to pull open the doors, as you watch as the door slowly starts to creak open, all of you see the caldera of an active volcano is within this wardrobe. Shards of black rock floating above molten magma. Perched atop one shard are two man-sized creatures with these strange insectoid features. And as you watch, they have 4 arms moving.
Close the door. Close the door. Close the door. Close the door. Close the door.
All of a sudden, both vanish.
All of a sudden, what?
They both vanish.
Okay.
And
Like,
let's see.
from the inside of the wardrobe, but we still see the volcano?
Correct. And then with
Oh.
that, appearing
Oh
in
no!
the room.
No.
Okay, let's see here.
What have we done?
Give me a second.
Magic
We're gonna
missile!
roll- Yep, that's still going to go off. I'm just going to have you guys all roll in this too. We're going to roll. See where they end up. Ah! Oh, I feel bad for this one.
Well, I'm still above 10.
As they both appear, and I will say this before this reveal, I'm sorry, the dice made the decision based on how the characters are laid out on the map. Oop, I forgot to reveal them. They appear on either side of Paddle.
Oh no!
Oh man.
Oh no! Okay, okay. Paddle has a plane.
And so go ahead,
Others.
Devaney. You're the only one who had a held action. So which one of these two would you be triggering this to go off at?
The one right beside me.
Okay, so we'll call.
Sarah has a plan for Paddle. But you can't be mad at her. Sarah. Not Paddle.
Okay. Let's see here. Yes, I'm just trying to check something real quick here. Oh, come on, there we go. Okay. Okay, so that will bring us to the top of the order. And Paddle.
Paddle's gonna take 30 feet of rope, do rope trick, and use her movement to climb his movement to climb up top.
Alrighty then.
You can't be mad at me. That's what I would do to save Paddle in this situation. Okay, guys? Paddle's out of combat, but safe.
We need Paddle in combat, but I understand where you're coming from.
I can't kill someone else's character.
Let me take a look here at Rope Trick. So, in the instance of trying to help out, so let's see. Okay. So, given you specified 30 feet of rope, these two creatures are going to get an attack of opportunity as she scampers up the rope.
That's fine.
Once they are out of range, Paddle would be able to ceiling cat out.
Okay.
So basically crawl 5 feet down, take a shot, crawl 5 feet up.
Okay.
Doesn't do anything to help the damage against the party,
Right.
but will help at least put out some damage.
Okay.
So as she goes to crawl past them, they are going to both make attacks with their claws. As she is pincered right now, they are at advantage. So first one is a 26.
Yeah.
Second is a 13.
No. Okay,
So Paddle takes 8 points of piercing damage
okay.
as he scrambles up the 30 feet of rope, and the group of you watch as literally is just taking this rope, sort of tossed it into the air, and you watch as it just hangs there, going into nothing, and then scrambles up the 30 feet of rope and vanishes in thin air.
Okay.
Whoa.
You're invited. So I think it can hold up to 8 people.
Yep,
Yeah.
and that's right. I
I
forgot.
think we need to kill these guys instead of just running away.
And I am just going to, in order to help me differentiate these a little better, put a red dot on this one just so I know
Okay.
which one's which for my little damage notes here.
What if I turn them into rats and we throw them back in the wardrobe?
And that will bring us to Espartha.
Feeling we gotta kill these guys.
So where Sparta is this one considered flanked by Devanate and I?
No, you would have to go 5 feet to the north in order to flank.
So Sparta will shift slightly north and will attack this ugly one here
Okay.
with green flame blade dagger. Hold on a second.
Okay. So that'll definitely hit. And as you watch, as a second, let me just do my math out here. As you watch, as the fire starts to creep up its body, it doesn't seem to be reacting to the fire like you thought it would.
That's fine.
Anything else you'd be doing? You've got a little bit of movement left.
Yes. I'm gonna move back here.
Okay, if you run that far back, you will take an attack of opportunity. Oh, nope, they used the reaction.
They already used it.
Yeah. So you are good. So that'll bring us over to Solana.
Okay,
Now, please keep in mind, paddle is not... Actually, you know what? Let's just... Paddle swimming. But
okay.
what we will do is we need something to let us know. So we'll just put a little spell crater right there.
Okay. That's different.
Hey, I gotta work with what I got.
Okay, Sorry, give me 1 second to see what this is. I am going to use, what's this bonus action? That'd be great. No, it's not. Combat action. Okay, I'm gonna use an action and use my Staff of the Python
Okay.
and make it a giant constrictor snake.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I gave you access to that.
Yes.
Okay, so where are you chucking it?
It's gonna go here. Wait, no, there. And,
So go ahead and roll initiative for it.
yes. Sorry. Just click it. Okay. Sorry, I got like a bazillion windows open. Giant constrictor snake. Okay. And that's my turn.
Okay. Now just keep in mind, Solana, you would be aware that if the snake dies, the staff shatters.
Oh. Whew.
Didn't read the staff?
No, I thought that it just went back to the normal.
Yeah, it says right in it is,
Okay.
if it goes
fine,
down
I'm
to
gonna
0,
try-
dies and reverts, and then explodes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna turn into a giant constrictor snake. Can I do that instead?
It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna turn into a giant constrictor snake.
Okay, which means we're just gonna move Solana down here. And
So
stick
I'm
a
actually
massive
gonna
giant
move
snake
Solana.
right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna move myself up here, and between Solarian and the thing.
Oh,
Okay, that's my turn.
Okay, so that'll bring us over to them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. This thing isn't overly bright, but we're gonna have it. We're gonna see what the north one wants to do. It wants to fight the snake.
Okay.
The next one that got blasted by Devaney is going to take a couple of swipes at Devaney.
Okay.
So, first one is coming at the giant constrictor snake Solana.
Mm-hmm.
We have a 10. I don't think it's going to hit,
Nope.
and an 8, or
No.
not 1. So that's an epic failure.
Yeah.
Next to at Devaney, we have a 19.
Devaney is going to put up a shield as a reaction.
Okay.
That won't hit.
And then a 16 won't hit either. And that will end their turn and bring it over to you.
Alright, Devaney is going to cast Big B's Hand using the Ring of Winter. Do I need to
Okay.
pull that up? Or, because it's a complicated thing.
Yeah, so what... I'll phrase
it's
it one
going to-
aspect.
It's going to be a clenched fist, and it's going to
So basically,
attack.
you're taking a swipe at this thing.
I'm taking the one with the red dot. I'm taking a swipe at it.
Oh, okay. So go ahead and make your attack roll.
So, what is my spell attack? Is that's what it's using to make the attack?
Okay. So
It's your
make a spell
modifier
attack for
plus
this.
your
Well,
proficiency.
yeah, but it's different because it's the ring.
Oh.
Let me just see here.
Would it be?
Just looking.
I'm not sure what it would be.
What's your current spell save DC?
My current is 14.
What's your Solana?
17.
Okay, what's your modifier for your spell plus what?
9.
Your no,
Mine's plus 6.
yeah, so it would be plus 9 then.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because it's a spell save DC of 17, so I'm just gonna run with that.
Okay.
So it's a D20 plus 9.
Yeah.
And that'll hit. So go ahead and roll some damage. That's 4d8 force damage.
Ooh.
That is nice.
It's a spicy hand.
So it's a giant hand of ice that comes crashing down. And I believe it does bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
Instead of whatever it usually does. Yeah, instead of force damage.
Okay, anything else you'd be doing?
That is it.
Oh, okay. So actually I can remove the giant constrictor snake
Yeah.
because that is Solana now. That'll bring us over to Solaren, who just saw Solana turn into a massive snake and put herself in between you and whatever those things are.
I was trying to protect you. I mean,
Strangely enough, Espartha, you understand exactly what she just said?
I do. And I'm surprised at you, Solana.
Clarence just kind of like stares like, So I'm gonna go around Solana, giant constrictor snake Solana, to get sight on this insect here, the one in front of Devaney. I'm gonna target that one with Eldritch Blast.
Okay. And that'll hit.
Yeah, I'll target it again with the second beam.
nice.
Okay. Ooh, heading the right direction.
So,
As you can see, this thing is starting to sort of leak this sickly sort of purple black ichor out of different points in its chest and body. See, it's definitely starting to look like it's taking some beating.
I will. As a bonus action, I will cast Hex on this same insect.
Okay. Gotta remember to do that the opposite order.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
If you
right.
cast Hex first, then you get the bonus damage.
Okay.
Okay, and what is the,
I'll do Wisdom again.
Okay, so we're gonna do, disability Wisdom on you. Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay, so that'll bring us over to Paddle, who is currently hidden up in an alternate pocket dimension.
Alright, and you said Paddle could kind of peek down and take a pot shot?
Yeah, basically 5 feet down, take a shot, 5 feet up.
Okay. So,
Now again, this isn't. This is giving Paddle a way to do damage. It's not
Yeah.
saying something ain't gonna hold an action to try to rip the thing out of the ceiling.
that's true. Okay.
It's just giving you guys another opportunity.
So, that's an epic fail.
As she hangs down, sort of drops the upper body out and fires a shot down, and it barely misses hitting the giant constrictor snake.
Ooh, not good. 17 will hit?
17 will not. As it comes down, and you watch as the arrow actually makes contact, but just sort of grazes off of this thing's carapace.
It's actually an 18. Does that matter?
Oh,
Because of the
Yes.
proficiency bonus?
yes, it does. 18 will hit.
Yeah,
go ahead and roll
proficiency
damage.
bonus.
And which one is she shooting at?
The red one.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's okay. Anything else you'd be doing? He'd be doing?
Nope.
So just popping
Go
back up and in?
Yeah, popping back up.
Okay, that brings us over to Espartha.
Alright, Spartha's gonna creep behind Devaney here to this ugly thing and is gonna knife it with the dagger venom again.
Okay. So that'll hit, so go ahead and roll some damage. Okay. Okay. As you're watching, this thing looks to be barely hanging on.
Ah, she's annoying.
Yeah, you can tell it's definitely taken some damage. But as you're watching it, you get the feeling you can see the poison dripping off the blade, but it doesn't look like it's reacting the same way as the plants did. And that'll bring us back to the giant snake.
I'm gonna try to constrict the not red one.
Oh, okay. So that is just gonna miss as you try to start getting around with it. You watch as with two of the arms that are currently holding its trident, it pushes high, and the other two arms come from low and push on the lower part of the body. Just managed to keep you from being able to get a good grasp on it.
Bummer. And turn.
Okay. So that brings us back to these two. So the one with the red, seeing it is dealing with really two people right in front of it that have been dealing with it. Let's let the dice decide again. The order: Espartha 1, Devaney 2. But this time it doesn't like Espartha. So this one is going to make its 2 attacks. First one is a 12. Second one is a 12. So apparently... So the next one, though, we're going to take a...
The giant hand device, it's a little distracting.
You think we can sleep in here? I need a rest.
You have to swat the flies first, Solana.
So let's see.
True. Who said that? You heard me? Wow, sometimes I
Wait.
think out loud.
You're talking to Solana?
You just
You can
hear,
understand him?
like,
Understand her?
you just hear Sparta make, like, sounds back to Solana.
Okay, as all of a sudden, as you watch, is this other creature that is currently being harried by the giant snake. You watch as it starts moving its hands, its bottom 2 hands in a specific pattern, and it starts... The best way I can describe it is it starts speaking something, but it doesn't sound like anything any of you have heard. Does anyone here speak Abyssal?
Oh, I do. I do.
Oh,
I do
actually,
as well.
okay, so both of you, and both being arcane users, recognize that this creature is casting a spell.
Will not summon devil.
And I need everyone in the room, with the exception of Paddle, to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Is this magic?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Esparta
Yes,
has
Selena.
magic
Whoa.
resistance.
Yep. So if you make the save, you'll take a quarter damage. If you fail the save, you'll take half. Oh. Okay, no, so it's not resistance, it's you have advantage on the saving throw, okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
so you'll just go ahead and make your saving throw. Okay. So let's see here. Okay, so half. So everyone except for Devaney takes half damage. Devaney, you end up taking full, unfortunately. As you watch as centered in the room, a billowing sphere of a yellowish green fog starts to fill the room.
Ebony's first thought is, at least it's not blue.
So, Devaney, you take 19 points of poison damage.
Okay.
Everyone else takes 9 points of poison damage.
Esparta's immune to poison.
Ganyanti.
So I guess
So Esparta
sorry
takes
about it.
none.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. The area is now heavily obscured.
Okay.
that brings us to Devaney.
So, can I still see the person in front of me?
You
is
can
it-
sort of see. You can sort of see a shape.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of shapes around me. I want to
Well,
make sure I'm hitting the
let's-
right one.
You really haven't. You've been doing battle with this creature. You haven't turned, and you've got one shape right to your right where Aspartha was just standing. Another shape in front of you that's a little shorter. So you're pretty confident you're swinging at the right person. It's just you don't have a real clear line of sight, so it is disadvantage at your attack.
Alright, I just don't know if I'm actually. What I'm hitting is actually gonna hurt it.
Right, it's you're swinging at it. It's just hard to get a good.
Good hidden. Okay.
Yeah.
I will take my 2 attacks at the guy in front of me then.
Oh, okay.
Assuming that doesn't.
Let's see here. If I jumped over. No, so that will not hit. Is it, as you take a swing and you just sort of hear, pang, and same thing. You can feel it hitting something, but you get the idea that something's either parrying you or blocking you.
Okay, and then I'm going to use my bonus action to change the hand into an interposing hand, which gives me basically half cover against the people in front of me there.
Okay.
And they can't move through this space. But I don't think that will matter in this case, really.
Okay. And you can do that as a bonus action to change it?
Yeah, it says, as a bonus action on your subsequent turns, you can move the hand up to 60 feet and then cause one of the following effects with it.
Oh. Very nice.
So,
Okay. Okay, not bad. Anything else you'd be doing?
that's it.
Okay, so that'll bring us over to Solaren.
Yeah, so.
You are in a massive cloud of... And actually, give me a second here now that my first time using this spell, and I can't remember if you guys have to make a save at the beginning of each turn. Okay. Okay, actually, Devaney, I need you to make a Constitution save. Solaren, I need you to make one as well.
Oh, that's better.
Okay, so you make it. So let me roll yours first. Okay, so Devaney, you take an additional 11 points of poison damage.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Solaren, you take an additional 5 points of poison damage.
Can I?
Oh, that's not fair.
Can I use Dark One's own luck right now? So add a 1d10 to my roll.
No, because you
don't have-
made it.
Okay, I
You
made
take
it.
half
and-
damage. You take
half
5.
damage, Okay, all right.
I mean, you can reroll it if you really want to, but
No, yeah, I was jumping the gun there a little bit. Okay.
Okay, so that brings us to you.
Yeah, so Solaren is struggling to see anything in this yellow fog that's descended on the room. So he is... I've lost all my temporary hit points, so he's going to stay right where he is and cast False Life again.
Okay.
Come on forward.
I got 1d4 plus 4. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Okay, anything else you'd be doing?
No, I'm just going to stay there.
Okay,
Alright.
so that'll bring
Paddle's
us
gonna,
up to Paddle.
You know, Paddle's gonna stay in the fort. He sees this acrid smoke coming on, and he's just gonna seal himself off.
Okay, so that'll bring us over to Aspartha. Who I'm not going to have you bother rolling because you're immune. But you are also in the same. You're also in the same boat. You are essentially blinded due to the heavy.
Even to the thing right in front of me?
Yep. It's that dense. You can see nothing more than like shapes in the distance. So for you, given you have flanking with the giant constrictor snake, it would be a straight roll from you because you have disadvantage from blind and advantage from being whatchamacallit.
I gotcha. Okay. So Spartha's gonna take a minute and sniff the air and says, I don't see any. That won't matter.
And as you swing through, you just sort of whiff a little bit, and you see something in the shadow, sort of in the fog in front of you. You're watching as it seems to be blocking something else, and you can hear metal on metal. Just it was moving a little erratically. Anything else you can do?
Yes. So in this fog cloud, I'm gonna use cunning action hide, and I'm gonna move over to this end here.
Okay, so go ahead and make a stealth check. Let's see what is its. Okay, yeah, so it doesn't even get to take a swipe because it has no idea that you ran away.
Great.
Okay, and that'll bring us over to Solana.
I've never used this, but if I like dispel magic, will it dispel the fog in the room?
Well, first, go ahead and make a Constitution save.
Okay. Nope.
Okay, let's see here. So that is. So, Giant Constrictor Snake takes 24 points of poison damage.
Okay. Still a snake.
And Solana would know that Dispel Magic can be used to cancel effects like this.
Okay. Since no one can see, and I am at more than half health already, I will drop form.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, there I am. Okay,
so Solana. And
I will
Solaren, immediately you notice this feeling of something large near you just vanishes. Still can't see anything.
Can't see, but
all of a sudden you don't have that feeling of that massive presence near you anymore.
Hopefully that'll work.
Okay. Go ahead. I need you to make a ability check with your. Basically, I need you to make a wisdom check. Because it is not a third level spell that they cast. But that will do it.
Okay.
As Solana has casts her incantation, all of you watch as almost as quickly as it sort of erupted from the middle of the room. You watch as this yellow fog, almost like pulling the plug on a drain, just starts to swirl around the room, pulling itself closer into the middle, into this small orb, and then just blinking out of existence.
And I go, protect me!
And as you shout that, the one on the north, the one furthest north, is now looking at you.
Oh no!
It knows.
And that will bring us to the two of them. And the creature standing in front of Devaney is going to, again, very similarly to what you heard a few moments ago, start muttering to itself. But this one, as you're looking at it, it's not in its two bottom hands. You see it has a little bit of fur and a small black piece of something that seems to be rubbing together.
I have counter spell. I'm a druid.
And after a couple of seconds, what ends up happening? Let me just no. I don't
Ooh,
want
I can play the song.
And we will go a second so I can make sure I get this right. It is a 5, 10.
I am so drained of spells. It's so good. Good.
Come on, drag up. There we go. It casts. Nope, there we go.
Oh,
Darkness.
Oh,
Oh man.
On itself.
Muffin.
The one to the north, on the other hand, and actually what I will do is I'm going to layer, I'll put this on the map layer so you guys can still see your tokens,
Okay.
so you know where the darkness is. And the one on the north, on the other hand, is going to charge forward. So, Espartha, you can go ahead and take an attack of opportunity. It is disadvantage because you are blinded in the darkness spell. But you can take a swing as it is running away, so that you swing and it just happens to miss. Solarian, you are just outside of this massive orb of just pitch black. And all of a sudden coming from within, you want as this claw rakes across you. I'm assuming a 20 will hit.
Yes, that will hit.
That's 11 points of damage.
Okay.
And then a trident comes piercing out from the darkness. And that is another 10 points of damage.
Okay. Solarian is pretty banged up, but he's still standing.
And as you're looking, you can't see anything or where this attack came from. You know it came from in front of you, but it's just a massive orb of darkness in front of you. And that brings us to Devaney, standing within the darkness.
alright. I'm going to hope that the guy has not moved from where he was standing, because I didn't hear him move. But I'm gonna hope, and so I'm going to peek out from behind this ice hand and try to stab him. Hopefully,
Okay.
we'll see.
So go ahead, it's disadvantage, but that'll still hit. Huh. So as you swing through, and again, you feel your sword make contact, and after a second, you hear the clatter of something metal hitting the ground.
I'm hoping that's what it is, but I'm going to stab again just to make sure, because I can't see anything, right? So,
No, it's complete darkness.
well, there you go.
So go ahead and roll your damage. As you come through once, you come through again. This time, maybe a second or two later, you hear what sounds to be a fairly wet, splotchy sound
Ugh.
as something hits the ground about 5 feet to the north of you.
Okay, I don't know what it is, but I'm going to start moving away from the thing I hopefully killed until I guess hit the wall.
Okay.
And I can see this orb, but nothing inside of it.
Correct. You back out it again as you just sort of wandering backwards, sword in front of you still, and all of a sudden it's almost as if the light hurts your eyes for a second, and you blink, and there's just a wall of darkness in front of you. This massive sphere.
Now, interposing hand says interpose itself between you and a creature you choose. So that doesn't necessarily mean I have to see the creature, correct?
Let me.
Because what I would do is just ask it to always be between me and the creature that's left
Take a
over.
look here. Okay, so actually, we can move him. My only catch with that is it says move to an unoccupied space that you can see within range. So let's do this. We'll split the difference. Go ahead and make a survival check for me,
Okay.
and we'll see how well.
I'm not good at survival, but let's see.
Okay.
We'll see what the dice say. Okay, the hand is still in the darkness.
Yes. Yes, it is.
You're pretty sure that you think you moved it to the right area, based on what you heard in there, but you're not 100%. And Solana, I have no idea.
We did not give one out last game.
Oh, that's right. We didn't give one out.
We forgot.
We ran pretty late last week, so I think we
Oh,
just.
Yeah. So after hoping my hand is in the right spot, that's my turn.
Oh, okay. Actually, you know what? Who had the nat 20 prior to that?
I think it was Devaney.
I think so.
Okay,
because
Devaney, do me a
I was
favor.
in the
Roll a
body
d3.
pit.
Solana 1, Esparta 2, Solaren 3. Hey, Solana, congratulations. You got the nat 20 for tonight. You got about 20 minutes or so to use it.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha.
That'll bring us to Solaren, who was just mauled by this darkness.
Yeah, he's staggered after that pincer came out of nowhere and just mauled him, and he's barely standing. So he can't see anything, but he assumes that this insect is going to be right in front of him still.
Oh.
And
Oh, I'm gonna gift my nat 20 to Solaren.
okay,
To hit stuff.
let's see.
Or save. Because you haven't been doing that. So,
Yeah.
you decide.
All right, Solaren is going to cast Minor Illusion, and I will use the nat 20. So it's going to be this continuous piercing shriek from behind the insect in the darkness to distract it. And
Okay.
so if I distract it, I'm going to try and use that
It says it can't
to
create
flee.
Hmm? Yeah,
sound,
it's
sound
a
or object.
sound or image. Oh, okay. I
I'm
can
gonna
only do one.
just a sound. Yeah, no image.
Okay.
Oh, okay. And then you're trying to basically run away.
Yeah. I just want to distract it and run away to
Okay,
avoid an
so what-
attack of opportunity.
Huh. Okay, so I'll say go ahead and make a Okay, so it's gonna have to make a check against us because you're burning the 20.
Yeah.
Let's call this a performance check. So what's your charisma modifier? Or what's your performance modifier?
Performance is 5.
Okay. So that is a 25. So there's no point in even doing this. So yeah, you're pretty sure everyone can hear this.
Yes,
None of
alright.
you can see what this is, but there is something in the darkness, shrill and shrieking. It sounds like almost like a dragon or some other creature has just erupted out of the darkness and is
Oh my god.
screeching to let you all know it has arrived to kill you.
So
Sure.
as that hideous shriek echoes throughout the chamber, Solaren uses that opportunity to just duck away from the darkness to safety. And that'll be my turn.
Okay.
Are you gonna tell us all it's not a dragon?
Apparently
Uh,
not.
He's fighting for his life here. He's not in the state of mind to have thought that out.
So,
Paddle is in the dark, hearing a shrieking dragon and not coming out of his little hut.
yeah, as Paddle sort of puts the face down, it is literally just, oh, yeah, no.
No.
And we all saw this in the vein.
Yeah.
And that'll bring us to Espartha. Espartha, there is something hideous 5-10 feet somewhere in the darkness in front of you.
Oh God.
You need to work on your communication. You should have a team building exercise.
So I can't see out of the darkness either, right?
Nope. It's literally like you've
Okay.
got this black curtain hanging over your face.
Oh, I wonder what that's like.
I have no idea what that's like. So I'm at a loss here. I don't want to get involved with whatever gross, ugly thing just arrived. So I'm gonna continue to hide in the darkness and ready an attack for if anything comes near me, basically.
Oh. So go ahead and make a stealth check with advantage.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need it.
And that'll bring us over to Solana.
Okay, I'm gonna run over to Solaren and try to heal him for a little at least. Let's see, I got one level. Okay, I will cure him. Last level 3. There you go. Does that help?
Yes. Oh, thank you.
That is a nice roll.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. And here I am, planting myself in front of you, whatever may come.
Thank you, Solana.
Yes. Now it's my turn.
Okay.
Look at me being all noble and stuff.
Okay. So, Solana, as you have put yourself in front of Solaren,
Yeah.
out of the darkness, you watch as this 3-pronged trident
Oh,
is thrown towards you.
hey.
That is a 17 to hit.
Ah, just misses. Nope, I'm at 18.
Okay, as it clatters onto the ground beside you,
Yeah.
you watch as the creature comes running out of the darkness. One of the lower arms reaches down, grabs the trident, as one of the upper arms reaches out and claws back at you.
Rude.
At
That
a
will not hit.
13, which is
No.
not going to hit.
No.
And then, with an odd look at your face, it vanishes.
Oh. Hey, I can do that too. I forgot about that. Oh, I could have been doing that since this entire time. I can turn invisible now. I forgot. Wow.
And that will bring us to Devonay.
And Devaney just watched this thing run out and then run back in.
No, you watch it and it vanished.
Oh, okay. It just didn't run back in. It just
And you just saw it, it literally, it was there and then, poof, just gone.
That's not fair. I wasn't allowed to do that. So Devaney, it seems that her hand is still working, and
Well,
if I can't,
you would have noticed the hand did swing out when it came out of
Okay.
the darkness. And then as it vanished, the hand didn't move.
Interesting. So
Thought you
going
had
by
that
the
spell up.
hand, I would just chuck a firebolt in the direction that I saw it last.
Okay, go ahead and
As
Make
a
your attack roll.
test.
as the
Not there.
fireball flies by the hand, you notice it. A couple of hairs on the back of your druid's head. Catch a little bit of a sizzle.
Sorry.
Am I still pretty? Am I still pretty?
Sorry, Solana.
Yes.
What?
Am I still pretty?
I
You
can't
fixed
hear
my
you.
hair.
Over the shriek that's still in here.
Oh. Fair enough.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. My hand is still working. I'm gonna leave it as it is.
That brings us to Solaren.
So Solaren saw the insect charge out, but then just as quickly retreat back in.
Well, no, it
No,
literally
it
just
didn't.
vanished.
Yeah, vanished. So he has no idea.
I rolled initiative off that token, so I can't move the token. I can't get rid of the token,
Okay.
or I'll lose the initiative counter.
Okay. Yeah. So
So what we'll do is we'll just stick him out here in the water.
okay. Well, I
And you
will.
stuff your failed firebolt in sort of your direction as well.
Right.
This is
So, I guess could I just ready an action?
Sure, what would you
In
want
case-
ready?
I'll just ready Eldritch Blast in case it appears again.
Okay. All I'll do is do I have a? I don't have an interposing, so we'll just put a helping one right there.
Okay. Yeah, and that's there's no real other
that Japanese
option
hand?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, and that'll be my turn.
Okay, so that brings us back to paddle. I'm assuming
I
paddle
don't
stays.
gonna say what paddle is.
Okay. Espartha.
So I have a question. So if so the bug that casted the darkness disappeared, but it's still maintaining concentration on the darkness spell?
Yes, the darkness is still present.
Gosh. Wild.
I'll say go ahead and make an Arcana check. Actually, I'll say never mind that because Espartha wouldn't know that the bug is gone.
Fair enough. Okay. Then I guess I'm just gonna cast magic missile just inside of this darkness to hit whatever thing is in here.
Okay. Let's see here. So as the darts slam out, you listen and you can you feel the energy leave, and you can hear what sounds like. The best way I can try is just like someone hitting a wall. You don't hear any reaction. You just sort of hear like a dull thud as the three darts slam off into something.
I got nothing.
Okay. And that'll bring us back to Solana.
I'm gonna turn invisible.
Okay.
So I can do that now.
So, Slaren, as you're watching, you watch this creature vanish. Now you watch Solana vanish.
Haha.
So Solaren has seen Solana vanish before. So
Yep.
It's a new thing.
he's beginning to understand, especially since he briefly held the staff for a moment.
And that's all you're doing, Solana, is just turn yourself invisible?
And I'm gonna like walk over here.
Oh, okay. Now just keep in mind there is no exit right there.
Right, I'm
The
just in the
exit's
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That brings us over to this individual. Now I have to check something. is. He tried to do something. Okay. Just give me a second. I just gotta check and see what that thing is. Okay, what is, there we are. Okay. Okay. Well, that is certainly interesting. Okay. Let's just see what happens here as he makes it save. Okay. Okay, as all of a sudden at that point, the darkness fades. Just a blink. If it would let me select it. It won't. Okay. Sorry folks, I'm moving a few of you for a second. Really? Sorry, I'm gonna move a whole bunch of you because it will not let me delete this for some reason. Oh, that's right, because I put it on the map layer. I'm a genius. Alrighty then, and you guys are actually out of initiative.
Oh. Uh-oh.
As the darkness fades and the creature is nowhere to be seen.
Didn't we need to, like, kill it to get the blood drop to, like, leave this room?
Well, that makes no sense, but
We killed
yeah, where
one.
did it go?
I don't know if that helps.
As you look, you can see one of the 5 crystals is now lit up red.
We have to do it
Oh.
for everyone.
Well, if
We're
that's
gonna have
gonna
to
be the
open-
case, we really need to rest.
Yes,
need to
we
take
need
a
a rest.
long
We can't open another one of these without a rest.
Yeah, we're all gonna die if we do.
Yeah, we would. That'd be really funny.
No, Solana, that wouldn't. I've already died once today.
Oh.
Well, almost died, but
Then no.
I
No one can
I-
see me.
I would have died if you hadn't saved my life twice, Solana.
You're welcome. No one can see me.
yeah, I'm going
Wherever
to
you are, he's speaking
dispel my
to a
ice hand.
disembodied Solana voice somewhere.
Oh yeah, Paddle comes back. I was like, thanks guys. That was some scary stuff. I don't know how Paddle talks yet. So. Alright, so I guess we're gonna take a long rest, thank goodness.
You could certainly try.
Oh no. Okay, so we're gonna keep watches.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna take first watch.
I guess I'll take last.
So we have
Oh yeah, I have to take last, you guys.
Yeah.
Solana's
so,
taking first.
second.
Looks like
Probably
Spartha
second.
wants third.
I'll take second then.
Solaren takes second. Devanay will take last. When do you want to put Paddle in? Who's Paddle taking the watch with?
Paddle go with Devanay. 2 eyes.
Sure.
Okay. So go ahead and perception checks all around.
I'm gonna use my DM's inspiration. Which I didn't have to. But I will make one for Paddle though. The second one's for Paddle. Who failed.
Sure it is.
No.
That's Solana's check. I know the truth.
Very good perception.
Okay.
Am I able to use my Dark One's own luck here for the check?
If you want to.
Yeah, I'll use it. Because I'm about to rest anyway.
Well, you're gonna try to. You don't know if it'll work.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
Yeah, maybe you want to save that.
Well, I can do this at once without a.
Long or short rest.
Would I be able to
I'm gonna use it.
attune to 2 items during a long rest, or just 1 item?
Oh.
Tuning typically takes about an hour, so maybe.
And I only need 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah, so you'd be able to do it.
Okay. Then I will attune to the ring and the bookmark dagger.
Okay.
Oh my god!
Her handy old scimitar just ain't cutting it anymore.
Treacherous! What is rolling over in his grave? No,
Very
he's
quick.
happy being from you.
Yeah, if we
If
get
anyone would
Glenn
use
back,
it, he's
Devnay
happy
will
Devonay's using it.
Devnay will return it, but
So as you guys start to hunker down and try to get some rest, hearing the noises from the floors above you, dreading what will come from the other different wardrobes that you now know are the way to light up the crystals on the northern exit. As our party is setting in for the evening, this is about the best time we'll have to call it an end for this evening's session.
No, I want to know if I die.
Well, you're the first watch, so you'll find out pretty quick at the beginning of next week. Now, before we disappear tonight, we got to take care of our Nat 20. So anyone out in Chatland that's been hanging with us? I'm sorry, I saw Chris Hansen was in here earlier. Digitio, you've been with us most of the night too. You guys get any votes for the Nat 20 for next week?
I'm sort of torn between Espartha and Solana because Solana was doing all the healing and Espartha was doing all the killing.
Yeah.
Plus the
here's the
familiar
question.
did good for button pushing too, so.
What do you think you need more next week?
That's
Ooh.
tough.
Probably Sparta. Because I can't heal with a nat 20. But I could maintain concentration. It's my spell concentration. Yeah, my dog spell is concentration.
I can hit something really, really hard with a nat
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
My
And
dog is concentration.
Digitio is shouting out to Espartha for taking down all 3 of the plant monsters.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
So I think we're definitely going to go Gwen Linen this week. So
Yeah,
Espartha will
Linen.
have the nat 20 for next week.
Good job.
So don't forget, folks, as we're making our way through, we've got Tabletop Legends tomorrow. I don't even know what to call the Wednesday crew anymore, other than the Wednesday crew.
Wish. Brood.
Brood Wish Brood. Brood Wish just sounds, somehow inappropriate. But the Wednesday crew, then we've got Mystic Hour. Oh, yeah, I think I'm on Mystic Hour this week, actually.
Oh, are we? Is that the DM's week?
Yeah, I think so. The DM Director week,
Oh.
I think. I think it's
Oh, yeah, it is. This is 18.
So,
Yeah, I want
that'll
to. Come see us.
it's Mystic Hour. They're doing if you notice, a lot of D&D players or people in the D&D community seem to be somehow tied to either just dramatic drama type things or literal theater kits. So they've done a couple of things so far. This week they're talking about DM versus directing.
I've never directed, so this is gonna be weird.
Well, I'll be honest, I haven't directed either, but I DM and I was in musicals in high school.
Oh yeah,
So
me too.
it's
Okay, fair enough.
you're dealing with a director and dealing with this, but I'm not going to go into that until Thursday.
Thursday.
And then Delve and Dash, the Storm King's Thunder, Insight Check, Curse of Strahd.
I don't know where.
I don't know where you are either.
Okay, so on the new layout, Devnay's up top, then
Oh.
Solana, then Espartha, then Solarin, and then way over his paddle, and then way
Okay.
over. I never remember which way, if I'm flipped or not. I think it's way over that way.
That
Is
way.
me over the
Yeah.
map.
Okay.
So the map is right there. Hey, map. So, remember, folks, when wandering through a random trap-filled Arch-Lich's tomb that he created to capture and enshrine gods.
Really?
When... Yes, literally.
How did I not know this?
when looking into different wardrobes and planning your assault, don't forget to always add your proficiency bonus and all climb up the goddamn goblin's rope ladder to safety.
Yes.
Y'all have a good night and we'll see you next week.